Hi Syed. So what's happening? As per our discussion lately, we discussed about the challenges that the international students are facing. So what's the update on that?
Thank you. Thank you, Glancy. Thank you, Priya, for being here. And just for your interest as healthcare professionals, I just want to start with these two are international students. Even I was an international student in this country. I'm a medical doctor from India. We have a pharmacist from India. We have a physiotherapist from India. I did a 1 year course, and these two amazing professionals, they are doing currently 2 year course. They are in fourth semester right now, and we see a lot of difficulties here. So we are going to just dive deeper in knowing that how are we going to address the challenges, what are the challenges. Now, Clancy, to start with, uh, do you think the dream what you had coming to Canada, is it aligned with the reality? Is the expectation is same as what you thought before?
So according to my perspective, I think the expectation is far beyond like opposite to the reality. So when before I landed to Canada, I was thinking I will complete my licensing procedure in 1 year, and still now I'm in the second year of my like after the arrival of Canada, I'm still struggling to get to the first step of the licensing process in the for the pharmacist. So I think the country is like little bit pushing us, the international students, to survive first, so that the dream is like we cannot reach it with our hand. It's a far off limit. That's what I think. So expectation is like exactly opposite to the reality.
Thank you, Clancy. Thank you for the feedback. Let's ask to Priya about this.
So yeah, like Glancy mentioned, it's not as same as what we expected before coming to Canada, and it has completely changed. Like starting from the increase in living expenses, that comes the first problem for any international student that comes to Canada, and then we have to also think about our savings so that we can start our licensing process. So apart from that, we have to also save money for our college fees. That's another story. And then to fill in all these things, we have to find a job first. So that comes the first problem, or the first thing that we have to work on. So yeah.
Thank you, Priya. So we are going to move forward with our second question. I wanted to ask that what are the challenges or difficulties that you both are facing in achieving your dream as such, other than the country is forcing us to survive as such? If you have to give us a pinpoint reason that these are the reason that we are not able to achieve our dream, over to you, Glenn.
I think the most prior reason we are forced to do is whenever we apply for a job, they are asking like a mandatory 1 year Canadian experience. It's very it's very hard to get for an international student when they first arrive in Canada, and they're asking us experiences in the software, certain certifications. I think it's a real struggle for the international students for this to achieve a healthcare job, and just we'll end up in a odd job. That's what I think.
That's the reality, Glancy, as such. So I want to start with addressing this. In Oneness Education Foundation, to address this, we are working on the recruitment agency, we are working on the job portal, we are having strategic alliance with the employer to know that what they are in need as such. So according to their need, we are going to make sure to provide that for them. Instead of we thinking what we want, we are going to make sure that we are going to address the need of the employer, we are going to address the need of this country. So only we are working towards our own unique job portal, which we'll be discussing on March 1st event, and we are going to have our own recruitment agency to start with to give an experience for the international student. Thank you, Glancy. Now let's move forward with the second thing. Priya, what do you think? What is the second challenges that that you guys face?
So the other thing is that we do not have, even though I have joined in our courses like healthcare leadership or administration, we only get the theoretical knowledge, which is okay. But since the employers are requesting for Canadian experience or software, like Lancy mentioned, we do not get that knowledge from the colleges or the courses that we signed up for. So that is one of the problem, that we do not have a source or a resource for us to learn what the employers here in Canada are expecting. So we have to again give money to other courses online to learn that. That is another factor for us to that is stopping us to reach for the Canadian experience that the employers are looking for. Yeah.
If you can just add on one more thing with why are you yet to start the PCE exam or CAPR? Because that your dream was to be a physiotherapist, as we discussed many times as such. What makes you to delay that process or try to achieve or grab that opportunity?
So, like I mentioned, financial thing is the first thing, and the other thing is since we are falling behind the race of meeting our living expenses, we do not have the time to sit and work on our license process or the study that we need. And definitely, since we are working, we do not have much time. And also, there's college requirements that we have to do some certain assignments. We have to be in a group project that we have to take care of those things, and also we get back home after long shifts, maybe like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the night, and we do not have that energy to sit and study. And also, we're living in a different country, right? So our bodies need to adjust to the new environment and the new food and the lifestyle here. So that's another factor. But yeah.
Thank you, Priya. So regarding this, we are working on providing funding for the internationally trained healthcare professional, just to make sure that generally you would start your PCE or CAPR process after getting PR. If you landed here on 2022, you would start this process on 2026 or 2027 as such. What I want to do, or what we working together as a team, is to make sure that to provide the opportunity for the international student to start the licensing process. If you are competent, if they are competent enough, if they are smart enough for this country, for this regulatory body, we want to make sure that we as a community help each other, put the money together, and help every month someone to start their licensing exam. So I'm working with the OVO app. They are doing this crowdfunding app. It's really a good app as such. There's a credit score. There's a lot of accountability involved in being a part of the group funding. One more thing is we have already applied for the charity also. So we are going to get our charity registration number. From that point, any community or any colleges, universities, they can sponsor their student to start the process a little bit early. So this is another thing that we are going to discuss on March 1st event, that how you as an international student, how Priya or how Glancy can start the process and get the money, get the funding to start the process at least 2 years, 3 years before compared to the reality what's happening right now. That's the second one. Now, the final part would be, we all know why we came to this country. Yes, our country did not have a war as such. We doesn't have a poverty back home. We did not move to this country. We are not forced to move to this country. Okay, we came to this country to do more for our people, and also to focus on growing in a career, okay, getting what we deserve as such, and doing service for the people. That mentality we always have. So only we chose the healthcare professionals, still we are struggling to be back in healthcare professional as such. So, but without permanent residency, it's difficult to achieve. So now, with all the changes in the immigration requirement, now how confident you are that you would get your permanent residency in next 1 year or 2 years? Because you have a PGWP only for 3 years, right? Now how confident you are?
Based on the current hike of score, I'm least expected to be in the PR. I'm not sure if I will get a PR soon. Within the work permit, they have allowed us to stay in Canada. So it's very hard. So I'm really struggling to achieve that with the current job. And they are providing health category draws, even though it's like a far limit, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Anything you want to add, Priya, on this?
Yeah, so although we have a healthcare draw, it is that it again comes to the job that we have to look for, the field job that we have to look for. As per my knowledge, I have a lot of friends, like the international students, who have come to Canada like 2 to 3 years ago and still are struggling to find a job, although they have finished their 1 year of work permit. So it is not as easy, although we have a healthcare draw. So that is also still an issue for us.
Yes, thank you, Priya. But here in Oneness Education Foundation, we are prioritizing the immigration also. Now, can you guys believe, till now, through the Oneness Education Foundation, close to 15 students have got a PR while studying in the college. Can you guys believe that? Yeah? People are struggling even after working as a 1 year, but we are already guiding people to make use of the healthcare draw or ONIP healthcare draw or human capital priority stream draw. That's what we are doing currently. Now, that's another fun update. So I want to make sure that more people across Canada who are competent would stay in this country and become a permanent resident down the lane. So in this job portal, we are also adding the component of immigration stream and everything. So when you create your profile, you will also know what are the draws you are eligible to apply to. And we have also working with the in-house immigration consultant. They would guide and they would give us an update about what are the process and everything. To know more about this again, we are going to meet together, we are going to learn about this on our March 1st event. Yes?
So this is amazing, Syed.
Yes.
What all we've discussed earlier was like something like it's something hopeful for everyone, like students and everyone. So my question is, what is the future of Oneness Education Foundation? So what are all the plans down the lane that you have for the foundation and for the community?
Thank you, Priya. I'm glad that you guys are part of this. Most of the time when we have a challenges, we are more focused on finding solution what is available outside. We're not focused on creating solution. But you too, with all the difficulties, studying, doing assignment, and also taking care of a family. Glancy has a kid to take care of a family, and my God, working also. The good news is she is working as a pharmacy assistant. She is already working as a physio assistant. The amount of the challenges you guys go through and trying to work in this Oneness Community Foundation, Education Foundation, Oneness Research Foundation, it's amazing that what you guys have that resilience towards creating a solution. So I'm glad that we are in this together. So anyway, Priya, it's a really good question that you asked about what is the future for Oneness Education Foundation. It's not too far long. The future is here. The long-term plan is short-term plan right now. So we have a Oneness Community Foundation where we are going to focus on starting our own practices. For example, Clancy, what would you do once you get your PEBC license and pharmacy license? What is the right now? What do you think after like 3-4 years getting the license? What will you do?
I think I will work under like reputed pharmacy to gain experience in this professional field. That's what I will do.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. What about you, Priya?
Yeah, obviously that would be the probable situation after getting the license, but yeah, the other thing is that you keep moving on for a better position or a better paid salary, of course. So, of course, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think is we restrict ourselves working under someone. Nothing wrong in that, but the values what we have, the policy what we can create is unique to every organization. Okay, you guys have put so much effort on Oneness Education Foundation. We are working on Oneness Community Foundation also. Then we should have our own values and policies. So, imagine Glancy. Imagine that you wanted to, there's opportunity for you to start your own pharmacy down the lane or own physiotherapy down the lane, physiotherapy clinic down the lane. So that's what Oneness Community Foundation is going to provide. Yes, if you want to start a clinic, we are here to do all the necessary formalities and get all the approval from the OHIP or from all the federal government bodies and everything, so that we will start our own multiple clinic across Ontario. To start with, this is not far ahead. We are planning to start our first Oneness Community Foundation first clinic by this year. We will learn about this on the August as such, and we all know that how a pharmacist, they keep on adding more responsibility for you guys to treat the patient because of the primary care crisis. Then we also, how you physiotherapists, you guys are like focusing on working in long-term care center and making sure that we have a healthy old age people in this country. Then we used to discuss about the nursing practitioner, how right now even they can start a clinic and they can treat the patient as such. So what I see down the lane is in next 3 years I wanted to make sure that to provide an opportunity for people to do more stuff and give back to the community, which is I'm planning that at least we as a group, we are planning that to start at least 10 to 15 clinic or 20 clinic in next 3 years. That's the plan for the Oneness Community Foundation. But Priya, we have been talking so much about a career, PR. It's just about that as such. What's up with your life, man? Okay, we have to start the life. We have to have the community as such. We need to have our personal life also. So I have interesting news for that. Okay, we are launching the companion app. That's completely focused on marriage, dating, getting together as such, finding a common law partner. So we are going to launch that also. We are going to talk about that, why we are so unique compared to other major dating app or matrimonial app. So we are going to focus on that. Then we have a spiritual program for weekend. We have a financial literacy program because we are coming to new country. We don't know how to save the tax. Okay, how to make use of the tax and do more good stuff for the community. So we are going to also focus on how to apply for mortgage, all those things. So this is we have so many exciting things for Oneness Community Foundation also. We will learn about that on March 1st. Yes, thank you then. Yes, guys. Now you can see a new face here. We have a Dr. Ose here. He is from Nigeria, and he is a director of Oneness Research Foundation. That's the third part as such. We are going to talk about this little bit about that as such. His experience as a site manager and as a clinician and also as a clinical researcher. Right now, he is teaching in a public college. So there's so much of experience we have here. I'm really glad that Glancy is there, Priya is there, I am here, and also we have Mr. Ose, Dr. Ose here to support us to make sure that more people embark on the journey, their professional journey in this country. To start with, Glancy, what do you think people with a research background, what is their mentality in this country?
So, Syed, I think I have worked in a clinical research background. So, I don't think only the pharmacists are not like just into the clinical research. There are so many other professionals in the human resource pool, like masters in life sciences, chemistry, regulatory affairs, quality analyst, and all those. It's a large pool. So I think there are many professionals here in Canada who wants to go to a research field rather than the licensed professionals. They want to be a part of a clinical research. So the main struggle they are facing is they don't know where to start and how to land into a research job. They are like literally confused how to begin for this research. So how can we help in this thing?
I think the right person to address this would be Mr. Ose. Please, over to you.
All right, thank you, Said, and thank you. So, I think one of the things we can do at Oneness Research Foundation is we already have the job board, as we talked about earlier, from the Oneness Education Foundation. Now, the job board would have, candidates or international students and professionals as well from research background who are able to have a job profile and have a clear profile that highlights their skill sets. So what we're going to do to support that as well is to make sure that they have the right skills and tools vis-a-vis their career, and then also give them all the necessary career support in terms of career counseling, career coaching, career clarity, so that way they're able to utilize most of their international skills and also all the necessary certifications and requirements that will really boost their their employability in the market as regards to the Canadian workforce. And then we also, with that job profile, we have employers looking at that job profile and then being able to actually pick out and select some of the very, very best talent that Canada has to offer. Thank you.
That's amazing, Jose. I feel like I have a research background. Right. I tend to struggle on this. So when you say this is what I am as such waiting for someone to provide the guidance. So I'm really glad that we are working on that also. As Glancy said, that the pool of clinical research background people in this country is like, that is like, I would say that it's equal to the clinical field as such. Okay, because to get the licensing it's difficult, it's expensive, it's time consuming, it's exhaustive, and we have the people with experience in clinical research. I'm glad that we are working on that. Then was but what else we are going to do down the lane for Oneness Research Foundation? I'm glad that we are going to tell them that where to start. There's a place for them to showcase their skill, their portfolio. Glancy, if you know, there are a website for an IT professional to showcase their skill. I think so. It's called a GitHub as such. They would show what are the software they are in expertise in. I'm glad that we are working that for the research professional. But Mr. Ose, what do you think future ahead for our Oneness Research Foundation?
All right, thanks. Thanks, Said, for the question. And I think that this is one of this is one of the things that the Oneness community can also help with. And I know we talked about setting up clinics, for example. And I think that many people could use the opportunity, and many internationals on the leveraging this the foundation platform can use the opportunity to also showcase their skills. Focusing on several clinical research projects and trials that even affect the community. So from diabetes and nutritional problems and heart-related diseases and all of that key things, mental health problems as well. We can do clinical trials even at the clinic level. That way, they are able to showcase that they can bring something to the table as regards to the international market and of course the Canadian market. And by extension, once they're able to develop these skill sets, I mean, it becomes the employability becomes something that the employers start to pay attention to. So we think that that would be something that there'll be a great collaboration between the Oneness Education Foundation and of course the Oneness Community Foundation, and then of course the Oneness Research Foundation.
Amazing, Jose. I'm really glad that we are prioritizing on again improving the employability skill.
Yes.
That's something that really remarkable. But do you think that we can do something like a CRO down the lane, because we know that Canada is not excelling in the clinical research. We have a very few organization which is focusing on innovation, which is focusing on producing something unique or something like that. Do you think that down the lane, after like 2-3 years, that will we be able to do a CRO? Is it possibility? And do you think that we have that as a long-term mission?
Right. I mean, anything is possible where there's will, to do it. And then, of course, we have to also consider the fact that the Canadian population, significantly is increasing with the strong drive for immigration, at least across lines. So if that is the case, we should expect that as our population increases, there'll be unique challenges as well we're going to face. So we want to learn about the population. We want to learn about the kind of, varying healthcare and health crisis, or even health and wellness things that are happening in our communities. So I think that starting a homegrown or home access kind of clinical research organization, through like a foundation like Oneness wouldn't be something that is impossible. We will see how that goes, but that should definitely be on the tables and the cards at some point.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Glancy. So, and also thank you, Priya. She is doing a important job over there.
Yeah.
So I would just like to end up with, we are doing this March 1st event.
Right.
It is to just make sure that we, people who are competent to do or to give back something to the community in healthcare and research background, we as a immigrant who understand the struggle, we are here to provide solution, create solution, and be grateful for what this nation gave us.
Right.
So we want to end with this note that we are going to do this amazing stuff. We are going to make life easier as a community, as a group, as such. I'm really glad that thank you for you all for joining here for this wonderful discussion. And everyone, I'm looking forward to see you all on the event. Just to end with, in the March 1st event, any money that we are generating, not a single penny, guys, not a single penny goes back to any of our pocket or to the organization. Guys, the interesting thing, if you want to start your licensing process, the money what we are going to generate out of this event, we are going to choose 3 lucky winners. If we are going to have a 300 population, like 300 participants, we are going to choose 3 lucky winners. We are going to make sure that they start the licensing process from March 1st week. If you have your equivalency, if you have your current experience in Canada, then anyway, we are going to make sure that in proper selection criteria, that your licensing process going to start from March 7th, very first week. So please be here on March 1st. Let's encourage us. We expect you to encourage us. We are doing it for ourselves, for our community. Let's do amazing stuff. Thank you. Looking forward to see you guys.
Looking forward to seeing you all.
Yeah, thank you.